Hi, it's Lily Amanda for Portrait Creatives. In this video, we are going to talk about, do you need to calibrate your monitor? It's unpopular opinion. It's yes and no. It really depends on how you want to use your image. For example, before I bought this Spider Data Color Spider X Pro, before I bought this, I didn't calibrate my monitor. I didn't think that was necessary, to be honest. Before, I always just using in digital. And I have my photo lab, they will print the photo for me. So I never really worry too much about calibration until I bought my own printer. Yeah, and that was a whole lot of work, printing my own work. It's a huge learning curve about printing. But once I get to know how to print, it's really fun, yeah. And I love printing my own image now. I have in-house printing, so all my clients get prints. Beautiful prints, actually. Before, I didn't calibrate my monitor because that wasn't so necessarily. Because I know there are lots of people going to tell me like, no, every photographer should calibrate their screen. But I have to say, like, before I didn't calibrate my screen and nothing went wrong. The reason being is everyone has different screen, and all my clients, they all have different screen. And my photos always look different in their own screen, on their phone. And it doesn't matter if I calibrate or not, it will all look different because apart from me and other photographers, none of my clients will calibrate their screen. So were they able to see the real color? Not really. They sometimes, when I saw them show me their photos on their phone, the color looks really bad, but they don't care. And so it really depends on what you're going to use for the images. Like for example, if your image is going to be in the publication of, for example, newspaper or magazine, yes, calibrate your screen. You have better control with the color and tone, okay? Because you see the screen will be exactly how you printed the image. Before, I didn't know this until there was once I joined a panel accreditation and I have to submit 20 images, and that's the time when I start to look at everything in very, very details, and I start to see the difference between my screen and the print, and that really, really bugged me. That's why I also bought my own printer, so I can have better control of the color and tone, brightness and shadow. It really depends on what you're going to use with the images. I have several monitors and I have to calibrate them all so they will look the same, okay? And I have to calibrate them monthly. But who does that apart from photographer? Really, no one. Like none of my clients would be bothered to buy this thing and calibrate their monitor so their picture will look the same like my monitor. No, they don't bother. I always ask my clients to come to my studio to choose their photo because they will see the best results. The color, the brightness, and everything would be the best results because my monitors are calibrated. There was once, because this client, he lives a bit far away. So for him, it's like take a long time to come over here and to choose the photo and go back. And that would take almost half of his day. And he didn't want it, and I explained to him, like, when you come over to my studio, you will have the best result, you will see the best results, and you'll have a better picture what it looks like. And do you know what he said? He said, I don't care about the colors. I only care about my expression, my pose are natural. That's general all my clients, how they care about photos. It really just really depends on what you need and how far you want to go. So when you're doing commercial work, when you publish on magazine and newspaper, and that would be yes, you will need to do that to have a professional look and to look the way you actually want. This is just the experience sharing. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer, okay? Lots of people does editing work, does photography, they don't calibrate their monitor. And I don't think that's wrong because everyone has used different monitors and they all look different. So sometimes I would even think like, what's the point calibrated when my photos shows so different in other people's monitor? Sometimes I do wonder that. But because I'm making prints, so I want to make sure they look the same. And that's why I calibrate my monitors. I hope this video helped you. It's just my personal opinion. I know it's unpopular because a lot of photographers will come and tell me, yes, you have to calibrate your monitors. But that's just my opinion. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.